Good morning, good morning, good morning. I don't know what time it is, but I'm live from Miami. We're going to be doing things a little bit different today. And the reason why is because I'm in my hotel room and my friends are waiting downstairs for me. I need to get my behind down there because we're supposed to do like a very fun, like a touristy day. So I'm technically in Miami working. Shout out to Karate Combat for sending me down to see the fight today. I'm super, super excited. So the team sent me down. That's what I'm doing in Miami, but I have to get ready. I'm also running a bit late. And I do want to take some time to talk to you guys about what happened yesterday because this is important. So the SEC approved a Bitcoin leveraged ETF yesterday. Okay, let's talk about what this means. When you were talking about leverage, there's a difference between leverage and spot. And please keep in mind that many other Bitcoin spot ETFs have not been approved. They have not been approved. Why haven't they been approved? Because the SEC needs to protect us, okay? So the SEC needs to protect us. They're alleging they need to protect us, all this type of stuff. So they didn't want to approve spot ETFs, okay? Good morning, Raider. Good morning, Mr. Sign, Tyler, etc. Good morning. So they didn't want to approve a spot. And again, you guys, I'm going to do my makeup. This is a little bit different for me on this channel. I do this on TikTok a lot. Make sure to like this video. We want to get it up to at least 100 likes so we can push this out. We need people to hear this. So the SEC says that they're here to protect us. Okay, great. Okay, fine. Fantastic. The SEC is here to protect us. But they didn't approve multiple Bitcoin spot ETFs. Hold on. But they approved a Bitcoin leverage ETF. This Bitcoin leverage ETF uses 2 times leverage. Let's talk the difference between a spot and between leverage, what leverage means. When you use leverage, essentially you're multiplying your position by 2. You're multiplying your position by 2. When you use a spot, that means that there's no leverage required, so it's less risky, okay? Less risky. But SEC just approved a Bitcoin leverage ETF that uses 2 times that position, and they didn't approve a spot ETF. So what does this mean? This means that their narrative about wanting to protect you is complete and utter BS, which we knew that. Some of you all on the channel, we'll talk about the Voyager deal in a second. I'll talk about that. So like the video, we're only at 149. We need to get to at least, or only at 36, we need to get at least to 100. So the SEC approved a Bitcoin leveraged ETF because they thought that that was safer for you, but it's actually more risky because you're using leverage. Leverage is never a good idea if you're not an experienced trader or investor. But the SEC thought that that was acceptable. They totally thought that that was acceptable. Why? Who knows? So the narrative about the SEC wanting to protect you is a bunch of BS. Absolutely BS. But they do that because that's the narrative that they want to give. And they want to basically portray this ideology to non-educated investors, non-educated people. Because again, when we talk about American politics or American school system, we're not taught the basics of investing in public school. And again, public school is the bare minimum that you need to, become a productive member of society, which is BS. So SEC approved Bitcoin leverage ETF, which is actually more dangerous than a spot ETF. So my logic is that the BlackRock ETF is 100% going to get approved. If it didn't get approved, I would be absolutely shocked. And all these other Bitcoin spot ETFs are going to get approved because they're not as risky as a leveraged ETF. So that's set into play, okay? But again, the SEC wants to protect you. The SEC wants to protect you so badly that they screwed the Voyager deal. And instead of you getting 70% of your assets back, we're now getting 30%. Also, too, if you're somebody who's a Voyager creditor, I'm one, we have 30 days to get our money out of there. 30 days to get our money out of there. So that's pretty much the news. That's pretty much what happened. The exciting news besides this other stuff that's going on too. 179 people watching this. We need 100 likes. So smash the like, get it up. But yeah, the Bitcoin leverage ETF was approved. BlackRock ETF will probably get approved. And you're probably asking what's going to happen to the market. Well, what I think is going to happen to the market is the more of these spot ETFs that come in, or the more ETFs that get approved, it's going to change the volatility that we see. It's going to change the volatility that we see. Okay? So Bitcoin is no longer going to trade super fun like it used to. Bitcoin is no longer going to trade super fun like it used to. There's going to be a lot less volatility, but I believe that price will be a lot more stagnant. We'll find a floor a lot easier. So long term, this could be good for Bitcoin's price action, but I don't necessarily know if these are the right people that we want in charge of our Bitcoin. And there's also some of these other like theories that people have that, you know, they're going to fork Bitcoin and they're going to destroy it and blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's what BlackRock's agenda is. I think what BlackRock's agenda is to remove the banks. Smash the like. get more views out or likes out so this gets out to more people. So what I think that they're going to do is I think that they're going to want to remove the banks, because the banks charge BlackRock a fee to manage your money, to manage your $10 trillion in assets, approximately, okay? So there's that piece of information. So that's a popular theory that's going around, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that is the truth, or the truth lies somewhere in that. BlackRock is a competitor of a lot of these TradFi companies, okay? And when you have a competitor, when you have somebody who's competing, you want to make more money than them. You want to throw them out of business. So what if BlackRock main idea is to utilize decentralized finance and to utilize Bitcoin, because we have Larry Fink on camera talking about that, to remove the banks and them to reap all the benefits. So think about that a little bit. Leveraged Bitcoin ETF was approved. Leveraged Bitcoin ETF was approved, which is more risk than a spot ETF, because when you use leverage, you're multiplying your position and there's higher risk that you can potentially lose money, okay? Anytime we talk about leverage on this channel, I always indicate that to you, okay, you guys? So that's what we're having, and that's a popular theory, is that people want to, you know, remove the banks from the equation, which kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense, So I want you to watch this video. I know it's a little bit kind of flustered because I'm live on YouTube doing makeup. I never do this. But that was the news. The leverage ETF, 2 times leverage, got approved from the SEC. Also, too, Coinbase got a victory in the courts. What was his victory? We'll talk about this really quick. The victory was, how short is Wendy? I'm only 5'2". The victory is now Coinbase, any single time they get sued, it doesn't have to go in court. I can't talk about that. Tori, I can't talk about that, and I apologize. I can't address this here because it will get cuckoo. But I feel the same sentiments for you. I'm also somebody who supports prison reform. I'm somebody who supports prison reform, and I supporting those that get out from doing dumb things and getting them proper rehabilitation. And the fact that that happened with him is just that's a problem to me. This is why society is so effed up. But we'll talk about that on another time. It's upsetting. But anyways, Coinbase got a pretty big victory. What was the victory, you asked? Well, the victory was that they can handle any cases brought against them, majority of them in arbitration, I believe, which is outside of court. So now instead of taking up the court system for really stupid lawsuits that a lot of people like to file, and let's talk about that. A lot of people go after Coinbase and a lot of these centralized exchanges like, oh, I lost money because I bought this asset listed on your exchange. If you're one of those people, I don't know what to tell you, but you're in the wrong industry, because crypto is about operating in a true decentralized economy, and it's also taking responsibility for your own actions, okay? That's what it is. So if you're cheering like, oh, I'm gonna go sue this company because I lost money, there's some cases where, yeah, you should. But if you're suing Coinbase or a crypto exchange because you bought an asset and you didn't do your due diligence, that's a little bit problematic, and that's on you, that's not on them. But Coinbase now is allowed to go ahead and, yep, Rico, I know, I can't talk about that, I want to. But the fact that Coinbase is able to settle these frivolous lawsuits outside of court, that's going to be beneficial for the industry, in my personal opinion. Also, too, it's very upsetting that that person that you guys are referring to is getting a mere slap on the wrist when there's a lot of other people who have done less, and they get absolutely decimated through the systems. But I guess having money and having a well-known last name can help with a lot of these things. So it's pretty upsetting to me. I don't like it. It bothers me. I'm very upset about it too. I just have to be careful what I say here. But anyways, moral of the story. Good morning, John. Bitcoin leverage ETF, which is a lot more riskier than a spot ETF, got approved. BlackRock ETF will probably get approved because it is a spot ETF. Coinbase now won a major win in court, and they can take any cases brought against them to arbitration, so it doesn't have to go to court. And on that. We talked about the 40, I think it was 47 million deleted emails. I think so. Anyways, y'all, I got to get going. Everybody's waiting downstairs for me. I'm not ready yet. Oh, good morning, Tom. Thank you so much. Good morning to Raider. Thank you, guys. But yeah, Raider says not completely remove banks, just the way think of them now, and they will still provide infrastructure for CBDC Fed accounts. But you guys have a blessed weekend. I hope I was able to give this information out as easy as possible because I'm kind of busy, like, doing things. ADHD is taken over, but remember, continue to keep seeking the truth, and a lot of the stuff that's in the headlines right now, it's a distraction for other things. Okay, bye.